Yeah, as a person, as a singer, as a songwriter, entertainer, none of it had caught up yet. So November 1998, I was sitting in the van and I'm bawling, crying, because I didn't know if I could do it anymore. And it was very simple. In that moment, I'd been in that van 2-3 hours crying, and it was so simple, and I realized how silly I must look in this van in November in 1998 crying because I was afraid of what? You have a hit album. You have a beautiful son, a wonderful husband, an incredible career, and you're crying? You're crying in a van about this? So it was quite clearly as simple as the question, what am I afraid of? And it was as simple as afraid of my own potential. And why am I so afraid of that? And if I am, how do I make this happen for myself? And that was 1998, and that was when I decided. What I did that point on was I made a list of things I could change and a list of things I couldn't change. And I went to that list of things I could change and started setting up changing them. One of them was singing. Okay, well, if you don't think you're a good singer, take singing lessons. Somebody else thinks you are, you have a record deal, so go out and fix this. So I started taking the singing lessons. I think I'm a really bad songwriter. Why? Because English is a second language rather than figure out English. So I said about figuring out English. You know, the things I was in control of, I took control of. And the things I couldn't change, you just let it go.
Let's go back a little bit further before we go forward from that point. Growing up in the North, what were some of the musical influences that you had, that you were surrounded with?
Yeah. We had, and still have to this day, one local community radio station, Arbiat is what it's called, the Sounds of Arbiat, where I grew up. Rankin Inlet has their Rankin Inlet local radio station. If you grew up in the North, most likely you have spent some time in several communities of your region. I'm from the Kivalliq region, which is the west coast of Hudson's Bay, and there's 7 communities there. Relatives in every community, and we've spent some time in all of them except for Repulse Bay and Coral Harbor. So every community has one radio station, plays in the morning for an hour, noon hour, and then in the evening, and then bingo on Friday night. So that's our radio station.
Sounds familiar.
And to this day, they play old country music. So Hank Williams, Hank Snow, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, if they venture to the rock industry. Still play that old country music, and bluegrass, and that's what I grew up with.
Did you love it?
I loved it. Oh, I loved it. I to this day, and I'm not young anymore. Let's not say how old I am. I'm not young anymore. I still remember. I have 6 siblings. 7 of us at the table. My dad, no doubt, every dinner, stop singing at the table. And it was always me he was scolding. Stop singing at the table. Yeah, but Dad, Hank Snow's playing. You want to sing along to Hank Snow. You want to sing along to something like that. I loved it.